Hello, everybody, and welcome to Soul Work. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins, and this is the evening, a sure evening of Mercury retrograde by far. We have lots to talk to you about with Mercury retrograde. And we all know Miss Kimberly Buckler, of course, my wonderful co-host.
Oh, thank you, Jeni.
And what did you bring in this week?
Me?
Yeah, me, myself, and I. We just about lost Buddha here earlier.
Yeah, okay.
With
the electronics and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, because Mercury retrograde can cause all kinds of functions to go down, right? Like even last night, my phone kept on turning on and off, my cell phone, you know, and I was upstairs and I was trying to sleep, get some sleep. And I haven't had a good belly laugh like I had yesterday. I can tell you, honestly, it's been years since my witch cackle laugh came out, and it was nonstop, and that was because of Sharon. We were on Facebook, and I put up these little posts of all different kinds because there's so many people going through a lot of turmoil, challenges, and difficulties, and then I'll see something, and I'll think of somebody right away, so I'll post something, and I'll think of somebody else, and I'll see something perfectly, so I put them up, and you get comments, of course, and then I saw this perfect post, and I thought, this one goes to Nicole. And it had to do with, we're not going to get involved with that, mind you,
Yes,
but it was so funny. And then Sharon, she said something I cannot say on air, of course. And I was just sitting back, minding my own business, and I saw it, and I lost it.
Yeah.
I completely lost it. I had tears coming down my face. I was shaking, and the witch cackle came out, and it was non-stop.
But it's good for the soul, though. And a lot of people are going through a really tough time, and when you can stop and have that giggle and have that laugh, that's good for the soul, and it raises your vibration, your spirits again too.
It does, because the worst part about that, Sharon, by the way, was so after a while I calmed down from my cackling laugh, and I go to bed. I'm reading this book I just cannot get into, so then I throw it across the room. Long story short. Right? And then I go to sleep, and I couldn't sleep. So I go downstairs and I do a meditation, right? Because the nights I can't sleep, I do a meditation. So what happens? I hear Sharon's little verb that she put on Facebook again, and I start laughing again, and I'm like, give me a break, everybody. It's 2 a.m. What am I supposed to do? So I'm laying on the floor because I couldn't sleep on the sofa, laughing, and my poor little dog, Nikita, I tell you.
Yeah.
She was looking at me like, really? I'm trying to sleep here. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's good, though. It's good. And it cheered you up a bit, too.
Oh, and I woke up this morning laughing again.
Yeah. Well, we got Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
When did that start? On the 21st?
Today. Today is the 21st.
Yeah, and we had the new moon yesterday. And I was talking to a friend in Edmonton, and her kids that she looked after started acting up on Friday, so they got really antsy. And it's always 3 days before the new moon, and she could clock it every month. And she was wondering why they're acting up, and I go, well, the new moon, and she goes, that's what it is. So sorrow. We were feeling sorrow and happiness. Stuff like that. It just comes through waves, and it's a lot of times I know it's a collective thing that we're connecting with the global energy, and that's what Mercury, new moon can do, new beginnings, right?
Absolutely. And for me personally, Mercury retrograde, I always use it to my advantage in a big way. It's like if you want to start any new projects, if you want to make changes, with anything that in your life, change jobs, change your health, change different things. If we go with the flow with things, and just accept things, as they are, right? And the more we try to fight something, it's like the more we regress, the more we repress. The more we repress, the more we regress, right? And it's telling you got to really take a look at things, right? And it's like, if I want to do this, if I want to do that. I had 2 changes come here today, boom, instantly. That I can see, wow, that could really, take me a long way now, right? So,
or if change needs to come in, it's a good time to start planning it and start putting things into order so that when the time comes right, it's easier to make that transition. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you might find that your sleeping might be off. Like even last night I didn't really sleep, right? So I said to Spirit, I said, okay, I have to be awake today. This is craziness, right? I have to be alert. I have to know what I'm doing today. I don't want to ride on 1 hour sleep, right? So I don't know how much sleep I got, but it wasn't a lot. And when I woke up, I felt like, oh my God, I was on top of the world.
Right on.
I felt really, really, really good. And I got so much energy. I like completely turned my living room around, vacuumed, cleaned the house and everything like that.
Well, you could have shared some of that, you know.
I know, but I'm like really, I'm laughing at 2 a.m. in the morning and it's like I gotta sleep, right?
Yeah.
So you can use it to your advantage, to your advantage. Like Mercury retrograde, you get, like Kim said, the new moon, super moon coming in. And, we're always going to have our side effects.
Yeah.
If you've noticed, you might have run into a lot more health issues, health problems here. You might have found that you might have more tenseness in the legs. Even you might find that, you might be craving for sweets more. So, anything to do on that nature. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just go with the flow with things like that and don't be thinking, oh my God, I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Because the more sensitive you are, the more energy you're going to pick up on.
Yeah.
Right?
And I found yesterday too, I pulled myself out of it a couple times because you can feel these waves of energy go through. And, sometimes I know it's mine, but sometimes I know it's more than that. So I was able to pull myself out. And with the lady last week, I suggested lavender in the air for the kids, but she has a sensitivity to it, so that wouldn't work.
Okay.
But, to find options.
No, that's right.
Options to help go through those waves and make it easier.
Yeah.
So,
because I find even that a Himalayan salt lamp, I mean, I've got 3 of them. And when you light them, right, they warm up and the energy can help take out the negative energy of the home, right? And it can bring in more purity, and it has that calming effect, especially, children that are ADHD or, little sensitive with things like that.
Yeah, that would help out. We do have a caller.
Oh, we have a caller already.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Karen. Hello?
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. And your question for us tonight?
I think you just answered my question by I was just listening. My mom died beginning of December, and from what I've learned, I know she's happy, and I know she's healed up there and everything, and down here I know, I have to forget about all the, not the horrible things, but the experiences that my mom and I have had.
She's with an older lady. She's with an older lady. I don't mean to interrupt you. Is she could be with your grandmother, but she's with an older lady. I felt an older lady greet her. Somebody very kind, like a real motherly type figure.
Okay, maybe her mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. But go on.
So I know, I don't know, a few days ago I ranted and raved and I was really mad at her because she did all these things and kind of resentment and then I wrote a letter and all the things you're supposed to do, and then I felt a little better, and I know I am the way I am today because of what happened in the past, right? But I still feel so crappy.
It's going to take some time, and the one blessing is when somebody passes on, they can do more for you from the other side than they can when they're here physically, right? Because when somebody passes on, of course, they can see everything. Their vision opens up. They can see everything. They know where you're going. If you want to talk to them, they hear our thoughts. They see and they feel it. Right? So that's why, if we're open to receive, I always say I'm open to receive all information from Spirit. I don't say specifically from this person or that person or from my guide or Ascended Masters or whoever, because I consider it all one. Whoever comes in, I can see it and I can feel it on all different levels. Right? So just say, Spirit, give me the information. I'm open to receive it all. Right? And then you're going to, have to pay attention to more signs because she is around. You've got other people around. There's a father figure type around, a male figure, who had passed on as well. So you've got a lot of different people around you, right? So if you pay attention, like I light candles also on the set here, and that attracts spirit, that attracts attention. So if you do that, right, that's one of the ways. There's many different ways. You're going to be surprised. You're going to get information from them. So if you want to write a letter of release, or write a letter of, if you wanted to say things to, somebody who had passed on, your mother or anything, especially if, you're asking for forgiveness or they've done something to hurt you, emotionally, physically, mentally, anyway, write it all down there. It doesn't matter if it's 100 pages long. Take it outside and burn it, and that sends more energy out to them, and then they'll come around you even more.
And something that comes to mind a lot of times with clients that come in is when we see people go through things, or we see things that our parents are done or our grandparents are done, something I keep in mind is, take a look at their parents. Say, how was your mother raised? And if your mother was raised in a really good family, then there's something she could have picked up as a child that she always held on to. And that's how she became the way she was today, or, in December. And just to forgive them, because sometimes a lot of people take on traits that they've learned and they've grown up with, or there's something really deep inside with them that they never did heal.
Right.
And it comes out and it harms the people around them. So I have compassion, a lot of compassion for people who are going through that, because they didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I know your mom loves you dearly.
Yeah. Absolutely. I see a little teddy bear. I don't know if I'm picking this up on you, Kim, or not, but when you started talking about that, I saw a little boy with a teddy bear.
Oh,
it's like he's hanging. I don't know if this is you, Karen, but he's hanging on to like the thumb of the teddy bear that's kind of hanging, and is in his pajamas. Does that relate to you, Karen, or to you?
No.
Okay, but I'm feeling that, so that's interesting.
So hang in there, sweetheart,
Yes, hang in
and
there.
know you're going to make it through it.
Yes.
And forgiveness for yourself and your mom, and your heart will heal.
Yes, it takes time. Any death, right? Everybody heals at their own speed, on their own comfort zone. Some people can get over things more quickly. Some people, it takes time. And it all comes down to that person. Go on your own comfort zone.
And enjoy life.
Yeah, just one day at a time. We're going to have our good and bad days. Good and bad days.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You take good care.
You're welcome. So that, right there, I always tell people, don't be hard on yourself, because, we're all humans. And just like the message I put on Facebook even this morning, right, it's all about, it's not about the destination. Life is a journey that we go to. It doesn't matter how fast we get something done, how fast we get there to do this or that. Right? It's one day at a time. We're all on a different zone. We all have different, karmic things to clear. We each have our own journey.
And I always try to hold on to good memories.
Yes.
Always hold on to the good memories and keep that in my heart and just let the rest go. And I have a tendency to forget the rest.
Yes, absolutely, because it's the good memories that will hold you together. You know what I mean? At times I lost so many people last year, 7 people last year in my wolfhound, right? And then when I do meditations, times they'll come to me, right? And because there are so many, like I had one person, 2 spirits come to me, as I mentioned, Denise, and then, she showed herself right in front of me with a wolf on her head, and I just start crying because I'm like, oh my God, I was too overwhelmed. I did, so then she backed away, and then all of a sudden the bear came on her head. So it was amazing, but I was just like, I just wasn't ready to see that at that time. So they do come back, and you get more messages.
Okay, and we do have another caller, Sandy.
Sandy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm very good, thank you.
And your question?
I was just wondering if you could give me some guidance or direction into where I'm to go from here. It seems like I've hit a wall.
I see you
asked
actually
for
in an
guidance.
office. I see you in an office environment, and I actually see you moving up to a higher position. I see like a course of study with something that you're going to get involved with. What are you doing now?
I'm just a caregiver.
Okay, but I'm seeing you more in like an office environment, right? It like doing all kinds of notes of some sort, putting things together, and your work is going to be like it's extraordinary, right? So it's going to get noticed. So you very well could even be offered some type of a higher position. Because I'm just seeing the higher position. It reminds me of something like an executive. That's why I said like the office.
Yeah.
Right, but go on, sorry.
Okay,
Just blabble.
no, I just don't see myself going that way, just
Yeah.
because of the fact that I like to be moving, like to be on the go all the
Yeah.
time.
But you will be even more so.
Yeah.
But I think you'll enjoy it more because you're going to be challenged.
Yeah, yes. Things are
it's-
going to shift.
Yeah.
Things are going to change for you. So whenever you find yourself, it might be something to do with, let's say, for caregiving, when you have to write the notes or something, or fill in with, the family or your work with things that are going on and on and on and on, right? You're going to find that things are going to have to be more precise, and you're going to find that you're going to enjoy that even more, writing this, and that. And I see you one-on-one more personal too. So that's going to expand for you. It's going to like really within a year and a half, I'm feeling.
Oh, well, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I like a change. And do you know, can you tell me whether I'll be moving or not?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah, I do see like a really big change, right? It's like because of the desk, when I saw the desk, right, with a lot of the writing and everything like that, one-on-one, and I'm hearing BC.
Oh man, I heard West Edmonton. So
Did you?
I'd go with the BC.
Well, no, it could be West.
Yeah.
West,
Oh.
but I'm feeling that
West is
change,
good.
right? You're going to have an opportunity. You know how sometimes we could be focused on one thing, and then all of a
Okay.
sudden something else gets presented to us,
Right.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds exciting. And I just have one more question. As for my guides, can you tell me who is helping me in my direction?
Your guides. We all have
Yeah.
all kinds of guides. I'm not getting a name. Are you getting a name?
No.
I always see guides around, right? There's a variety of them. Like that's with me why I say, give me the information. I'm open to receive it. So I feel it and I hear it, right? So I don't, like zoom in on one person or this person or this person or that person. It comes in all different ways, right? So when you want to see your guide, it's best even to go on like a meditation state.
Yes.
Right, like if you listen to like a meditation CD and such like that, when we sit back and we turn the world off, turn your phones off, right?
I do that often.
Yes, then you're going to get information coming in more. And if you want to get, let's say, a name of a guide, right? I keep hearing Raphael for some reason.
Yeah, I got a monk-like energy.
Yeah.
Energy, so Raphael was similar to that.
Yeah, so there's guides.
Yeah.
Like it's connected. There's one, there's not just one. We don't have just one person specifically,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it comes in all different forms. So
But
if
we just need to listen, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who's there. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get
So
it.
ask them. Like whenever you're doing a meditation, if you're
Right.
wanting to hear a name, ask. Just say, "Can you give me a name?" Like, and really pay attention to the sign, because they can do it in different ways as well, right? You might all of a sudden see a name come up like 3 times in one day for some reason. It's like, why am I getting this name or that name? Right? It's not like a kind of a normal thing, because with 3 signs, Spirit will give you. It's like if you had like an oracle card, for instance, it might say, pay attention to certain signs, right? And then usually it goes in 3s. Like you hear it
Okay.
3 times, because you've even said that.
Yeah,
3 times. You can hear
yeah.
a name, you can hear a certain situation or something, and it comes in for you. But I'm seeing the water. Are you going to Vancouver? Are you going to a big
no.
water? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
seeing the
wasn't
water
planning
again.
on it.
Yeah, I'm seeing the water again. Very much so. So you very well could get drawn out there, the island, Vancouver Island, Okanagan, because I'm just seeing the wide body of water. Not like Chestermere Lake.
Okay, thank you for calling in. Take good care.
Well,
Yes.
thank you kindly,
Yes.
you guys.
So
Have a good evening.
be open. Like be open.
I
Don't
will.
don't cut things off. right?
Okay.
Like you're doing what you're doing right now with purpose and for a reason, right?
Right.
And that it's like it's going to expand for you, even in a way that you're not going to, you know, a year and a half from now, things are going to be so different. You're going to look back and you're going to go, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. Thank you very much, you guys.
You're
I love
welcome.
your work.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
You too. So, yeah, it's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
You know, we all get messages.
Yeah.
It's whether or not if we pay attention to certain signs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if we're avoiding something, that's the worst because the truth hurts.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to do this. I don't see me doing this. I don't see me doing that. I've had people tell me, you know, even clients, well, I don't see that. I don't see that. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give you what I'm seeing and just
yeah.
let it go. And then they come back and I'm like, oh my God.
And that's
right?
how I got to where I am today.
Yeah.
And we do have another caller,
Okay.
Wendy.
Wendy?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Wendy. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, there's no soul for you.
And do you have a question for us?
Well, yes. The supermoon that just happened was in my sign, Aquarius.
Yeah, oh
I
boy.
sense the shift.
Yeah.
It's huge. I have the energy from it. I'm hoping I have the discernment to
Yeah.
understand the opportunities that are coming my way. My question is, being on my own for the last 17 years, is that a partner coming into my life?
Oh, yeah, you're going to have a partner coming into your life, right? Did you hear me at the very beginning say an old soul? Maybe
No,
not.
I didn't.
Okay. Because you're an old soul, you know, there's a lot of karmic things that we all have to clear. All of us have to clear, right? But with
Right.
you being an old soul, you've been on this path clearing certain things out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can go out and attract any type of relationship they want, right? But it's like, is this the right person for me? Is this person, you know, going to be healthy for me? You know what I mean? So how old are
Right.
you now, can I ask?
I'm going to be 53.
53. I would never pick up your energy at being 53.
So
47
like
to 52, 52 to 57. Honestly, I'm not feeling anybody coming in. Well, it's not too far away. I would hear within 8 months or so.
I was thinking
In 8 months,
August.
okay.
Yeah, well, number 8 represents August.
August,
So what
yeah.
month is this? January, February,
Yeah.
March, April, May, June, July, August.
August.
So 8. Kim heard August. I heard the number 8. So that puts it August. Right? But the thing is this person is, I feel like you guys are going to be friends for a while. Right? The attraction's going to be there, and it's going to be like, yeah, I really like this person. It's almost like I could sit down and have lunch with them and you know, share everything I want to share with them. And, you know, we really click. You know, it's like a friend that you can talk to about
It's
anything.
almost like seeing them meet up in different situations. Like, you know, you meet up
Karmically.
one place and then you meet up another place and you go, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And I think that's
Yeah.
how that's going to evolve.
Yeah. And that happens. Right? Because
And that's the best way to make it happen, too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going with the flow. We can't force
Yeah, for
anything
sure.
to happen, right? So, you know, that's the thing. You know, you could run into him in a coffee shop, then you could run into him at, you know, here or here or there. Because when we're destined to be with something, we're going to connect with that person. We're going to bump into that person here or there or
So by the third
events.
time, you'll say, okay.
Yeah. Right? You
Okay,
know?
there's something going on.
Yeah, I had this guy follow me around in Safeway one time, and he kept on banging into me. He goes, "Oh, we're destined to meet," and I'm like, "Yeah, honey, no, I don't think so. Not gonna happen, right?" But it's not like that, right? It's not like that, but it's gonna be good because he's part of your soul group.
Well,
Right.
that's good. So
Yeah,
do you see me being here geographically forever?
I see you being here for a while. Yes, this person likes to travel.
Great, because
he's-
I like to travel, too.
Yeah, he reminds me of somebody who's like really down to earth, like a free spirit. You know, accepts you for who you are unconditionally. He's like a spiritual person. He's kind of like a lanky type figure. Could be maybe about 5'10", 5'11", brown hair, nice soulful eyes, right? And whenever he listens to you, he just kind of has this kind of slow demeanor where he kind of just, you know, really looks right into your eyes. So it's like when you're talking to somebody, you know, you can tell that this person really is listening to you because they're really connected with you, Right? So, and it's almost going to be like you're going to say something about something, and he says it before you say it.
Interesting.
Yes.
And that's the type of, how you describe him, that's what I'm sensing.
Okay,
coming in as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he loves like road trips. You know, he's very spontaneous. You know, he could say, you know what, let's just go out west, and you guys could end up in Vancouver. He's like that,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's not like if he says, you know, let's go for a drive, you're going to be thinking, what, you know, maybe to Cochrane for ice cream or something. But no. He's very spontaneous. So,
Great.
so be soul connected. You guys have been together in many lifetimes before, so you're going to feel like that bond. But when you meet him in that, you're going to feel that, but then you're not going to feel it like he's the one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like you guys are going to connect, like Kim says, here and there, and then you're going to sit down and have coffee and really, really start to talk. So he's divorced. He's still friends with his ex-wife because of the children. You know, I don't feel no big drama for any divorce or anything like that. He's like, yeah, no, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
What
just
about
stuff.
career-wise? Do you see me staying in the same area that I'm in?
I see that changing because he's like a real kind of more spiritual person. So he's going to push you. I see actually you getting more involved with more holistic stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's going to kind of push you. He's going to be like, so what it is you really want to do, what's your dreams, what have you really wanted to do? And then he's going to say, why haven't you done that? Right, so
okay.
he's going to push you. So it is a good thing, right? So
Yeah.
everything will be coming together for you actually really, really nicely, like really nicely. So it's like, just go with the flow with everything, right? And, you know, just let things really happen. But I don't mean to cut you off, but we're going to be wrapping up here.
Yep, that's
You know,
fine.
and you know, we really appreciate you calling in.
Well,
really.
thank you very much. I appreciate the insight.
You're welcome. You're
Okay.
welcome. Definitely. You know, and it's just about taking life one day at a time, isn't it, Kim?
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
enjoying each
Being in the
moment.
present.
Yeah, enjoying each moment, cherishing that moment
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
never know what's
Yeah.
going to be around the corner.
No, you'd be grateful because anything
Yeah.
can happen at any time. You don't know. You really and truly don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen so many things happen, like just last year, just people leave your life, boom, just like that. They're gone just in a second.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
So.
and a couple of years ago, I had my grandson for a full year, and it was really neat. Every
Yeah.
day we go for a walk and whatever. It's just cherishing that moment
Yeah.
and knowing.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I
Yes,
did.
absolutely. So, you know, just hang in there during the Mercury retrograde, Calgary. We got 3 weeks of this, and I mean, I'll be bringing it up anyways throughout the weeks. And we thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. I'm your host, Jenny Cousins, and thanks again to my co-host, Miss Kimberly Buckler. And we will be live next Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. on Shaw TV Channel 10. Good night, everyone.
The proceeding was an independently produced community access program. The viewpoints expressed are those of the community access producer and do not reflect those of Shaw Cable Systems. The program is presented in response to CRTC policy guidelines regulating community programming.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us for Go Calgary. I'm Erin Strait, and we are here, of course, at City Hall. Today we're going to be talking about some ways that you can get fellow Calgarians